Hello, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a little natural look, just what I do on the day-to-day basis. So if you'd like to see how I do this, then keep on watching. Okay, so we are going to start off with some bio oil. Next we're just going to go in with some concealer. I've been using this little Wet n Wild makeup stick. It's like a concealer, but it's in the shade Nude for Thought. So then I take my little darker shade and then I just go in between, just add some of that in because this is just going to like wash me out a little bit too much. Okay, so then I take my wet beauty blender and I just kind of blend that in. And I do this usually pretty quick because I'm almost always late in the mornings. So then for this, I always want to make sure I put some of that foundation, like concealer shade, over top of my lids because then I don't have all those, like the discoloration and stuff. Now I'm just going to go on with my Coty Airspun, the powder, like freaking always. And I'm going to powder my whole face. I'm going to bake underneath my eyes. In the winter, I don't bake my forehead because it's just way too dry. So then I take my little powder brush and just powder the rest with that. So now that we're done with that, I'm going to go in with some bronzer so that my colorless face can have a little more color in it. So I'm going to take my little Real Techniques brush, the Expert Face Brush. So then I'm going to take my Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. And I'm just going to put that here. And then I just usually pull my baby hairs back so that they don't get covered in bronzer. So now that I'm done with bronzing up my face, I'm going to go in with my EcoTools blush brush. I'm going to grab my little Ofra. I'm going to grab my little Ofra blush right here. And it's the shade Watermelon, I think. I'm probably going to wipe some of this off because, oh my gosh. So now that I look a little less crazy with the blush, I'm going to go in with my eyebrows. So I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. the Lock On Liner and Brow Cream in the shade Espresso. First I'm going to brush it through with my spoolie just to make sure all the eyebrows are lifted up. So for those of you who have little eyebrows like me, the way I fill in my eyebrows is I first do a little line, like starting from here, not the very front, but from here, and then I go underneath, and then the exact same spot I'm going to go over top. And then now I'm going to fill that little part in, still not going into the front. And so then now I'm going to take very little of the gel and start blending it in towards the front. And you want to do this with like a really light hand. And then I'm going to take my little spoolie and just blend that in. And then I'm going to go underneath my eyebrows a teensy bit with some concealer. So I'm going to use this little tiny Luxie brush, and it is the 221T brush. I'm going to go in with my concealer / like foundation shade, and I'm just going to put some of that on there, and it's just a really tiny little like brush, and I'm going to go underneath and just cut it a little bit. So now that that's blended out, I'm just going to take my powder brush and just really quickly just like go over it really fast, like just. And then that means it is set, and we will be able to have that, I don't know, it's all powdered, so it's not sticky anymore. I don't know. Okay, so now I'm going to go in, do my other brow off camera, and I'll be right back. Now I'm back with both brows. Oh gosh, my hair looks crusty. Okay, we're not going to talk about that, just like leave it alone. Okay, so we're going to go on to some eyeshadow. For the look that I'm doing today, I'm just going to do a little like brown look. So first I'm going to go in with this shade right here, and it's just kind of like a brownish, like warm toned, like brown, I don't know. So I'm going to go in with a little fluffy brush for this. I'm just going to go into that shade and go right into my crease.
Hopefully you can see this.
So now that I've got that in my crease like so, I'm going to go in with a little bit of a lighter shade, like a really light shade, like this, one that kind of matches my skin tone more, and I'm just going to use that and blend that in. So now that it's really blended like that, I'm going to just go in with a really shimmery shade on most of my lid. This one was closest to my skin tone, so I'm just going to go in with that one. So I'm going to go in with my pinky and just get a good amount on there, and I'm just going to rub that in. So now that I've got that little shimmer on my lid, I'm going to go and do the other eye, and then we'll be back. So now that we're done with both eyes, I'm going to go in with my fluffy brush again, and I'm just going to take that same brown that we used before, and I'm going to take that underneath the eye. And it's okay if you get a little bit of fallout, because the baking will actually take that off once we're done. So now that I have all that done, I'm going to go in with lashes now. And first, you want to make sure that you have mascara on, because if you don't have mascara on, then the lashes are going to be all powdered, and it's just not going to look right. So you want to make sure you put mascara on first. Now that I've done mascara, I'm going to go in with my lashes, and I'm just going to use some Ardell wispy ones. And yeah, you just want to make sure that you cut the lashes before, and like make sure that they're trimmed to your eye, because if they're too long, then it's going to be really uncomfortable for you, especially if you're going to be wearing these all day or for a really long period of time. It's just going to not feel good. So then I'm going to take my Duo lash glue, and I'm just going to squeeze a little line onto the lash line. So you want to make sure that it's like right at the top, not on the bottom and not on the actual top, but just right there. I just put them on right when I put the lash glue on. So first I use my fingers to just apply them. Then I use my little tweezers and make sure that I get the inner corner right. Perfect. Take your time on this, because I've been putting on lashes for a really long time, so I've gotten used to just like plopping them on. But if you're not used to it, don't go too fast with this. You want to take your time with this and make sure everything's connected. And you want to get it as close to your lash line as possible, so they not only look more natural, but so then you don't have to put liner on afterwards, because I like to do a more natural look with this. And if you put liner on afterwards, it doesn't look as natural. So then I'm just going to do the other lash off camera, and then I'll be right back. So now I'm back with the lashes on, and I'm just kind of waiting for the lash glue to dry right now. So I'm going to just pulled out my Anastasia, and I accidentally scratched a huge line into my freaking highlighter. Oh my gosh. What even happened? Where did that come from? Well, whatever. So I'm going to go in with Gumdrop right here. It's this pink shade. Before that, I'm going to brush away the baking powder underneath. And be careful with not getting any of that on your lashes. Okay. So yeah, I'm just going to go in with Gumdrop, that little pink highlighter, and I'm just going to put that on my cheek. So then I'm going to take my tiny little fan brush, like always, and I'm going to go into that shade again, and I'm going to go onto my nose first, and then I also went over my cupid's bow and my chin. So then, really quickly, I'm going to go in with my pinky finger in that highlight shade, and I'm just going to put that into my inner corner. You want to use a lot of highlight on the inner corner, because then it makes your eyes look really open, and it just like makes everything look all connected. I'm going to go in with my little fan brush again, and we're going to put it underneath my brow bone. So I'm going to go in with lip gloss or something like that sort. So that's the end of this look. So if you liked it, then subscribe. I have to go to work now, so bye!
How do you know what's good for me? That's my opinion!